Hello, me hearties, Dinky-Doo. It's just me, Scottie McClue, the world's top broadcaster and the first lord of the internet. And here we are live, of course, Friday evening. Welcome. Friday the 9th of October 2020. Oh, my goodness me, the time flies when you're enjoying yourself. I can't half tell you that for nothing. I thought I'd just do a quick early evening pop-up, of course, to see how you all are, see who's about and find out what is the chit-chat, what's the crack, what's going out, what's the word on the street, what's the banter, that sort of idea. So there we are. So very, very nice to see you. And thank you, of course, to everybody who has been backing us up over the weeks. Lots of new little videos for you. Fantastic stuff all popping up there just to let you know what's what. Evening, says the wonderful Luke Campbell. Good evening, Luke. I hope you and Dinky-Doo. So there you are, a nice early pop-up for McClue tonight just to say hi to the nation and hi to the world, of course. Now, lots and lots happening. You've probably heard the discussions with some of the wonderful people on here about upgrades to the computer, technical stuff. Congrats, says Luke. That's where we're heading, Luke. So there you are, fantastic stuff and excellent news all round. Bigger and bigger all the time. And of course, the phone in, it's right to bring back the phone in. Need to get one or two little technical things sorted out, one or two little technical challenges, but we're on our way with that. We've managed to piece so much together that it's just quite fantastic. If you're watching right now, subscribe, of course. We need all the subscribers we can get, and give us a like. Very, very important. Hello, Scottie. Hello, Kareem. Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. Early evening pop-up tonight, Kareem. Trying a few different times just to see who's about and to see what is what. I hope you've had a good week. And, of course, you've got holidays coming up, so things should be quite good there. Excellent. Lovely to have you with us, Kareem. Always is. Fantastic. Always a pleasure. Never a chore, I say. So there we are. We'll see who joins us. Are you going live tonight? I don't know if we'll be going live tonight, Kareem, because there's just so many things happening. We've got maintenance going on with the computer, the big computer, to see if we can get it all sorted out and processed, if you'll pardon the pun, see if we can get it sorted out for live streaming so that we can multi-stream to all the different channels as well as YouTube. So that's what's going on there. So there's always something interesting happening, Kareem. There's never a dull moment in the land of McClue, and we are doing what we can. You probably heard in the pop-up last week that we were discussing all sorts of technical issues, and I wouldn't like to think I am technophobic. I would like to think that I'm technocratic. What about that one, Kareem? Did you like what I just did there? Guys, subscribe if you've just joined us and give us some likes. Welcome, welcome. So I think that's what might be best. What about times, Kareem? What time do you like a live pop-up? I know you can say any time because that's your style, but what time is the ideal time, would you say? That's what we're looking at. When is it ideal? J-Dog, Dinky-Doo. J-Dog, lots of interesting chat for you. I've got the computer out for maintenance. And I looked at all sorts of prices of what we're talking about. And, of course, they were through the roof. But what I found out, I've always assumed that this one was a little bit tired. But I found out it's got a superb system. It's operating 64-bit. So I'm thinking I could probably, it's got 4 gig of RAM. And I think I could probably add another 4 gig. What do you reckon? And that would make a difference. Also, am I not right that some of the speed challenges, speed difficulties that we've been encountering, I'm operating with 10% of disk. The disk is filled up almost 90%. So there you are. So that needs to be defragged and sorted. That's going to make a difference, isn't it, J-Dog? So there we are, you see. Scottie, I'm on holiday now and in Carlisle. Scottie, I applaud your dedication towards technology and the drive to connect us all. Kareem, we are going to get there, and trust me, when we do, it will be huge. You know, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, I just wish I had another 1,000 years of life on Earth to get all this sorted. So there we are. That would be good. Get some new storage. I think so, J-Dog. I think it would help. And I mean, if there's a problem, it's going to be either a processing problem. But if we can get a bit more on the disk here, I mean, operating at 10% is a nonsense. Would you not agree? So there we are. So that's what we're looking at there. And as I say, I'm going to find out, and I'll order some new RAM and see if we can pop some of that in. I should be able to put it in myself, I would think, without doing too much damage. Very, very important you don't do damage when you're adding things to your computer. Me and my partner Mason love your show, Scottie. Dinky-Doo, unknown. It's lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo to you and to Mason. We say hi. Wonderful stuff. This is the future of broadcasting, by the way. It might not look like it, but thousands and thousands watch this. Get everybody subscribing, I say. So there we are. There's only a handful when we live stream, but my goodness, does it pick up later. 3,950 saw last week. Oh, that's absolutely lush, I can tell you. Never a dull moment. So there we are. My disk drives at school are operating at 90% to 100%. They're incredibly slow because of that. I take it you mean 90%, 100% full. Well, this one, J-Dog, has got used space 279,518,068 736 bytes. And free. So, well, I'll put that into gigs. 260 gigs used, 25.6 gigs free. What about that, J-Dog? So I would say that's coming up for pretty well 10%. And we need to get that sorted out. So I don't know, does that mean I have to chuck a load of programs, or do you think it all just needs compressed up a wee bit, tightened up a bit and defragged? Love your badge, Scottie. Could I ever purchase one? As soon as I have them, you would be more than welcome, unknown, and I shall certainly not be charging a fortune, although they're probably worth a fortune, actually. But I'll not be charging you a fortune. Don't worry about that. So there we are. I can remember them going at a charity auction for fortunes, but then that was a charity auction. So there we go. Wonderful stuff. And of course, we've got the spare one. Oh, yes. There we go now. Yes, that's not for the faint-hearted. We always have a spare, just in case, you know, there's a situation. I wonder if we could make it slightly more... I wonder if we might be able to make things slightly more regimented. It's wonderful what you can do with a McClue bonnet, you know, very, very adaptable. So there we are. You need around 500 GBs to 1 TB of storage. Oh, a terabyte. So should I get, would I get more storage then with more memory? Or would I just have to increase the storage as well? So there we go. Excellent stuff. But, you know, that's, well, I would imagine, yes, you would get more storage, wouldn't you? And it should operate a little bit faster, shouldn't it? It's a good system we've got here. Scottie, how's your week been? Oh, Kareem, a fantastic week, a wonderful week. Wonderful week at work, met a lot of wonderful people, and just can't fault it. Of course, it's all this social distancing. I went to a big shopping centre today, and these poor, stressed-looking people covered with their masks, I had mine on too, of course, covered with their masks, looking very anxious. And I looked around at the shops, and I thought, you know, most of these shops don't really have anything I want or need. Very strange. There we are, memory and storage, absolutely. So more RAM, faster as well. Well, we need the speeds for the multi-streaming, don't we? I remember a friend of mine explaining it. I think I said, J-Dog, 1998. He said, no, radio, infinity, the airwaves, not a problem. But when it comes to the internet, we're trying to shove it all down one big pipe. Wonderful, wonderful. How are you doing, Scotty? Dylan Dinky-Doo, fantastic to have you with us. And a very warm welcome. Just a quick Friday night pop-up, just to say hi to everybody. A few minutes of Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue, all that sort of thing. And then you know that we're here and we're thinking of you all. Wonderful, because I wouldn't have it any other way. So there we go. Wonderful. Thanks for asking, Dylan. Fantastic stuff. One welcome to you all. If you've just joined us, you're watching Scottie McClue, the world's top broadcaster, the first lord of the internet, and the world's most humble man. Excellent. We have to put that in as well. Otherwise, people go, he's a bit full of himself, isn't he? Hiya, Scotty. Welly Song Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. Welly Song, you've just joined us. J-Dog and I have been conversing about technicalities to improve all the stuff for the show. Get you the very best of gear. Fantastic. So there we are. That's what's happening. And we're working on it. Welcome, Welly Song. I hope you've had a good week. Oh, thank you for your incredible generosity. Wonderful, wonderful lady. Welly Song tapped the dollar. Well, she tapped another kind of dollar. She tapped the GoFundMe and sent a small fortune, which will go towards all the new computer bits. Thank you, Welly Song. Bless you. Very kind of you. And, because I know money's really, really tight these days. Absolutely. But so kind and so thoughtful. And very much appreciated, you see. You can't say fairer than that unless you can't pronounce your Fs or your THs. So I'm very concerned with the rising numbers of corona and so many people complaining about restrictions caused by their incompetence and selfishness. Kareem, I think if the people had just behaved when they were told, but you get a certain breed of individual that thinks they know best. I get this all the time on social media. You're an idiot. How can you know? And you think, I can know because I have researched it for 50 years. Yes, and I've discovered the facts. Just a wee look, you can get an external 2 terabyte hard drive for 50 quid. That's one you just plug in the PC via the USB. Do you know, that might be an idea, actually, J-Dog. An external hard drive just to give us a bit more of the old storage. Would that help everything work as well? I take it they all kind of work in tandem together. Your storage, your memory, your processor, your speeds, your operating system, all that. But I also checked my operating system. I won't give you the brand names, you'll know them, as opposed to the new one that a lot of stuff would come with. And apparently this is not a bad operating system at all. So there we are, because the new one has challenges in certain areas. So there we are. So that's what we're thinking about there. And I'm just wondering, what could I pick up? Another 4 gigs of RAM. Yes, so there we are. If I could pick up 4 gigs of RAM, see what I just did there? You've got me talking your language here, J-Dog. I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. Oh, more pineapple. Oh, that's so good. Also, J-Dog, as I mentioned earlier, I want to get the text across the screen so that people know it's Scottie McClue, because most of my career was in radio, a lot in television, but mainly in radio. And not everybody will know what I look like, so they'll say, who is this old guy popping up live on YouTube? And people will have to tell them that's Scottie McClue, the world's top broadcaster. Yes, the first lord of the internet. Yes, a black belt in karaoke. Now, yes, so that's what we're looking around there. Fantastic. Anything for more Scottie McClue shows? Welly Song, you are extremely kind and very thoughtful and a very, very clever lady, if I may say. There we are. I don't want it to sound patronizing, but McClue knows about these things, you see. Mm-hmm. Yes. Kareem Sakaraya, you wonderful man. I got a USB stick, £5. A terabyte, a TB, a terabyte. So how many gigabytes are in a terabyte? That's what we need to know. How many gigs in a T? How many G's in a T? A G and T. No, not having a G and T. No, not for me, thank you. So there we are. Back in the day, of course, a G and T, a small slice of lemon at this time of day might have probably been quite welcome, but we're at the pineapple juice. Oh, that's lush. It really is. Absolutely lush. There we are now. What are we doing here? Wonderful. 4 gig of RAM costs around £16. 8 gig of RAM costs around £30. Now, J-Dog, my challenge, well, that's a lot better than forking out 400 quid, isn't it? Now, my challenge, though, is how do I find out which one it is? Do I just put the model into the internet, or do I have to get into the gubbins, take the whole thing to bits, and see what exactly it is, and maybe get a number off it or something? That's what we need to know, J-Dog. How do we go about ordering it? I can get it. I mean, nowadays, as you know, people will deliver it. I mean, now I would imagine 8 gig of RAM could be dropped through the letterbox, but if I've already got 4 gig, that might be 2 2s. I think I've got 2 slots, according to the blurb. The blurb, we've got 2 slots, so there we are, but that's okay. We could probably go to about £16 or £30, and we've had so much generosity this week. You see, Welly Song, extremely kind. And, that makes a difference. You think, I can get myself 4 gig of RAM. Yes, it's not for the faint-hearted, is it? So that's what we need to know. So a terabyte USB stick. So that's you, Kareem, got an external hard drive, isn't it? Effectively, for that. That's you got an external hard drive. Folks, if you've just joined us and you think, what else is going on? I don't want to talk technical stuff with these people. This is a kind of one-off because we're upgrading the system so that SCOTTIE McCLUE hopefully can eventually go back to full phone-in. Perhaps on Skype or wherever we can take your calls and we can have a chit-chat. And I think it's even possible to get a delay. So if we get some daft wee Ned on that says a swearing word, then we can sort that out as well. So that would be good. Sorry, it was 2 terabytes. So that's 2,000 GBs. So a tera is 1,000 gigs. Why don't they call it a merabyte or a mela, as in mille? Yeah, so in Gaelic, if I was saying to you, Kareem, Chi da mille falci, Chi da mille falci, Don Glasgow. Yes, then what I'd be saying is, welcome, 100,000 welcomes to Glasgow. Chi da mille falci, you see? That's Scottish Gaelic. There we are. Wonderful. Dinky-Doo, the impressionist Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. And welcome, Dinky-Doo, to everybody from Scottie McClue. Thanks for joining us on a random pop-up early on a Friday evening, just for a wee bit of chit-chat, bit of banter, bit of a catch-up. Dinky-Doo. Welly Song says 2048 GB exactly. Oh, so 2,048 gigabytes in a terabyte. Ooh, I wonder how many pins would you get in a terapin? Yes, very interesting. Right. Welcome. I am learning tonight. Big talk time on here, I'll tell you guys. We're miles ahead. But then McClue has never said I might be an expert in a great many things. But I have never said I'm an expert on high tech, but I am learning. 2 terabytes. Oh, I see. So 2048. So it's 2024. So it's not an exact science, 2024. Ah, I've got you. Thank you for that Welly song. Very, very interesting. Yes. So it's not an exact science we're dealing with here. I am getting the picture. Fantastic stuff. So 2 terabytes. So 1 terabyte would be 1024. Am I right, Welly song? Do tell. If you're watching, guys, lots of likes. If you've not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. We need every last subscriber on here sharing, talking about it, working out what's what, because we're working towards the phone-in. And when the phone-in hits the world, that's going to be a biggie, because the world needs to talk. Yes? 8 bits and a byte. Absolutely. So if I have 8 bytes of my digestive biscuit, that's 64 bits. Yes, because I'm working on a 64-bit system. Does that ring a bell with all you genii out there? You geniis. Bang on, says Welly Song. We're bang on. 1024. So there we are, 1024 gigs in a terabyte. Sorting it out here, fantastic. So that's what we're looking at. Here's the wonderful Magnus. Good evening, Magnus. Lovely to have you with us, Magnus. How are you? And, your name, wonderful Orkney, Kirkwall, St. Magnus Cathedral. Fantastic. Plus the crumbs, Sir Stuart Clark. And the digestive biscuits, 64 bytes to polish one off. Yes, I'll have a terabyte at my biscuit. Wouldn't last a second. 8 gig of RAM's average. Make sure to get DDR4 and not DDR3. Might want to replace both RAM sticks. Now, do I need to open up the gubbins and check anything, J-Dog? Or can I press on and order that? This is the thing. Where is my pencil? Why do we not have a pencil when we need one? Have you ever been in that situation? You need one and you can't find it. Hold on, I think there's one on the floor here. No! Oh! Sorry, I'm getting to an age when I make a noise, when I have to stretch too far. I used to laugh at my father when he would pick something up when he was older. And I'm doing it myself now. Ridiculous nonsense. I mean, I am a mega athlete, I used to do gymnastics for my anger management, and on the first night I flipped. 8 gig of RAM average, yes, right. So DDR4, I've seen that. And wait a second, J-Dog, DDR4, not DDR3, and I might want to replace both. Now, apparently the operating system, the maximum for the laptop, this particular one, is 8. Is that right, J-Dog? It says 8's maximum for this laptop. Now, I wondered if you put more in, if it would make a difference, if it just wouldn't run. So I thought I'd better check that, because we know what it's like for fuses. You'd never put in a bigger fuse, that sort of idea. So it's saying 8. So I'm wondering if I order 2 4s. I think I've got 2 slots. So 2 times 4. And it should operate with 8, J-Dog, because, it was just too slow with the 4. And I think probably the disk was not helping. Might want to check it. If you want, you can ask an expert about it. Yes. What do you mean, an expert on one of these talk things? But it might be an idea. Maybe get a number. Kareem says, these bites are making me hungry. Kareem, are you a big technical man? Because I know you do a very senior job, and it will involve a fair bit of computing and ITC, all that, and ICT, ITC and ICT. There we are. So yes, we need a few bites. I wonder how many bites I will take for my coronation chicken sandwich tonight. Here we go. It's so good to have everybody with us. Fantastic stuff. It really is a lovely idea. I'm wondering if the earlier evening pop-up is maybe even a wee bit smarter than the late one. I don't know. Whenever we pop up, there's a handful of the guys around for a bit of chit-chat, you know. The computer specialist shop. Aha, J-Dog, yes. I mean, would it be a nonsense for me to take the back off this lot? Does stuff spring out? I can remember when I worked in television, and we had superb engineers in television. And I can remember hearing a lovely story about one of the old cameras. I think it would be the old dolly type camera, great big vast camera on wheels that you used to have in television. You wouldn't need it at all now. You could probably almost do it on your phone. And this massive big camera, and it wasn't working. Something had gummed up. And one of the senior engineers who, you know, would know about most things said, well, let's have a look at it. So he took a little screwdriver out of his tweed jacket pocket, probably out his waistcoat or something. And he undid the screws on this thing. And they took off a plate. And about 1 million little springs and ball bearings and everything just sprung out and went all over the studio floor, running and falling and dripping and bouncing and all sorts of stuff. And they all just looked at each other. And then a little label fluttered to the floor. And one of them picked up the label and said, what's this? And had a look at it, and it said, on no account should this plate be removed. On no account should this plate be removed. Let's open this up and have a look at it. Oh! So there we are. Computer specialist shop, absolutely, J-Dog. It might take an idea. Would they be able to sell me the RAM? Rather than ordering it, would they be able to look in it, see what it was, and say, we've got that? Download an app on your phone called Speed Test. It tests the speed of your Wi-Fi. Another thing to be looked at, but it is a very, very reputable Wi-Fi, J-Dog. I won't go into the proprietary brand, but you know, wonderful stuff from that point of view. So I'll get a wee app down and do a speed test. Yes, my phone could do it for the Wi-Fi, couldn't it? If we're doing that locally. Wonderful, and we'd find out what's what. What am I looking at for uploads and downloads? Scotty, J-Dog's the man to ask. In him we trust. Kareem. J-Dog is a young gentleman, youngish gentleman, and a very mature young person, and with a very wise head on his shoulders. And he has been a tower of strength to this program, and a tower of strength to old McClue with his skills and his knowledge. Fantastic, because he understands what McClue's trying to do. And that's good. You know, I mean, we are trying to put together a multi-streaming international phone-in, which would mean that we can all get together for a blether. You know, and people, my goodness, people are needing to talk. You know, they really, really, really are. So absolutely, you're quite right there, I say. Now then, so we'll get that down and see what happens. And I mean, a lot, Kareem, as you know, a lot of our young people are miles ahead of the older generation when it comes to computing. You know, they've gone. But what I'm discovering, Kareem, which is interesting, because you can only kind of discover it yourself, because I'm not a person who puts barriers in my own way, like, I wouldn't want to know anything about that. That's all way ahead of me, you know. Instead of that, I think, well, you know, and I got this from my father, actually, I think. He would have a look at anything. He was an engineer and a very skilled man, a wonderful musician, and, of course, a paratrooper. And, you know, he'd flown in aircraft. He knew about ships and ships' engines and all these things. You know, so a very, very wise man, and all sorts of different hobbies that he had. He knew all about wildlife and the countryside. And he was a great teacher as well. He wasn't a teacher per se, but he was just a great teacher, you know. And any time I got to spend with him was always incredible chat. Although he was quite a quiet guy. Big, handsome guy and all the rest of it. And I can remember he would sort of say, well, let's have a look at it, get it out on the bench and we'll see what's what. And he wouldn't lie under cars. He wanted the part out, if possible, and on the bench. And he had one of these huge, big, old angle poise lights. I mean, a massive thing with like maybe 3 feet arms and a big adjuster and a bare bulb in it on top of his workbench. And he would have a look at what stuff, and he would make a new part. And I think I've got a technological mind in that I can think the way all this starts, because there's a fair bit of logic to it, and there's a fair bit of non-logic. But I would imagine the maths behind computing is logic. Dinky-Doo, quickly from Lincoln. Betty McIver's in Lincoln. We love Lincoln. And the statue of Lord Alfred Tennyson at the cathedral. And when the cathedral in Lincoln strikes the hour, you wait, it goes dong, 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 dong. And then you wait for the hour, there's a pause, and then it goes, boy, amazing stuff. Lincoln, beautiful city. You can see it's an outline, a bit like when you look up at Edinburgh, the castle. They're all mile. If you're down the bottom there, down around Fettes and things like that, going in the bottom road, the ferry road. Yes, well, Lincoln's a bit like that. You see it on the side. Dinky-Doo, quickly, Betty McIver. I'm going to a well-known search engine and type wholesale speed test. That will give you a reliable speed test app, the company behind it. So there we are. And we've got that. Thank you, Stuart Clark. That's what I shall do. Yes, I know that company well. Yes, indeed. So there we are. So Betty's down in Lincoln. Anybody else know Lincoln? How fantastic's that? Welcome, 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 Betty. Tremendous stuff. Now, this is telling me I've got about 20 hours remaining while it's processing everything, J-Dog. 20 hours. I don't know if that'll go down, but it's processing at the moment. So there we are. So I'll be working on this tonight. That's why I thought pop up early and just see how everybody is, and Dinky-Doo. That's what it's all about. Now then, no, you're quite right, Stuart. That's what I shall do for my speed test. If you've just joined us, folks, a very, very warm welcome to a random pop-up early on a Friday evening. It's Scottie McCLUE, the world's top broadcaster, nationally and internationally, and locally, of course. And there's Betty in Lincoln. I'm just bowling up some soup, says Welly Song. You bowl your soup. Do you roll the tins? I think you mean boiling up some soup. And I wish I could share it with everyone. Welly Song, you are sharing it with everyone. Now, I don't know if you're into the Bible or anything like that, but it doesn't matter. In the Bible are parables. And parables are excellent illustrative stories that provoke thought. And I've always loved the parable of the sower and the seed. That's how I live my life. When I give people facts that I've spent years and hours looking up, researching, reading, thoroughly enjoyed it. So, I'm not in any way complaining, but I give them the facts and they go, rubbish, because they just simply don't know. And they don't know that they can trust McClue. I mean, I had a woman last night and I'd put up that, we're looking for subscribers for Scotty's YouTube. And she said to me, is this some kind of scam? And I thought, what a disgraceful thing to say about anyone, least of all, or most of all, Scottie McClue, one of the most trusted people on the planet, for goodness sake. Anyway, I had to explain to her that subscribers, no money changes hands. It's absolutely free to listen to Scottie McClue. And I was giving of my time for people like that. Anyway, she did apologize and then disappeared. So there we are. So I don't know if it was a troll or if it was just somebody, because there's quite a lot of jealousy out there for some reason. If you pop up and talk to people, people go, hey, there, thanks you someday, Nutcases. There we are. So you're boiling up soup and you're sharing it with everyone. So Willie Song, what was behind all of that story? I must remember to finish my stories sometimes. What was behind all that is the feeding of the 5,000. Now, you can be a doubting Thomas and think, don't be ridiculous. How could you, with 5 loaves and 2 fishes, how could you possibly feed 5,000? But you see, it's interesting. Say you went to some big outdoor game or some conference. You can't do it now with COVID, but say you went to something like that and there were 5,000 people there and you were told to bring something to eat, a packed lunch or something. So you think, well, we've only got a few bananas and some wee sandwiches and some megabytes, some terabytes or whatever. And you've got that there. And then somebody says, there are some people in the crowd who I don't think have understood that they were meant to bring something to eat at this point, folks. I think they thought that there would be a canteen, but we can't at the moment, I'm afraid, blah, blah, blah. And then people say, so if you see somebody, if you've got anything to spare, then that would be, I'm sure, very welcome. And if people started turning around and saying, listen, we've got lots of wee sandwiches, would you like one? Oh, thanks very much. That's awfully good of you. We didn't know whether to bring something or not. No, not at all. In fact, I'm just saying, lady here's, her and her husband, they didn't know to bring stuff. Oh, right. Oh, well, here, have some of ours. Look, we've got big bags of crisps here and everything. And you end up feeding the 5,000. Interesting. So there we are. So you're boiling up the soup. You wish you could share it with everybody, and you have done. Everybody's going, oh, we feel as if we've had some soup. I was at Whitby, says Betty. This is great, Betty McIver. I was at Whitby during the week. Surprised it was very busy. I put on a mask as it was pretty crowded. I know what you mean, Betty. Yes. Are you trying to rebuild your PC or laptop? Well, I was thinking about the PC, but I think it was pretty slow, the PC. I bought it probably about 16, 17 years ago. And it is a cracker, but I think they're quite slow, from that point of view. And I don't think it would have a lot of mem. Although a friend of mine did put new mem in it. He got the details and popped some more RAM into it. So it's the laptop we're talking about, J-Dog. Wonderful. So there we are. So laptop time, I say. And I've got an extra keyboard with it because the keyboard stopped working, but I found out that can probably be sorted as well. So there we are. So I'll be looking into all that. Fantastic. And we'll see what's what. Wonderful. So Betty was at Whitby. Anybody anywhere else that we'd like to be? Wonderful stuff. Oh, I've just realized I could have shared this. I might disappear for a second, folks. Don't you do the same. Back with you. There you are. Excellent stuff. So I was just sharing, just doing a little bit of sharing there. Well done. Now, Alonzo, did you get your laptop? Now I don't know how old this one is because it was given to me as a present. You see, somebody said, just hang on to that. They were emigrating. And I said, oh, here, I'll need to bring your laptop round. They left it with me when the big PC was being repaired, or when they were working on it. And I said, I'll need it. And they said, oh, no, just hang on to it just now. So I hung on to it just now. So I don't know how old it would be. It might be 6, 7 years old, maybe something like that, maybe 10 years old, maybe 12 years old, J-Dog. The time flies. Karim is having pizza and chips tonight. Karim, you're one of the fittest and most athletic men in the world, so you can probably take a wee pizza and chips just for the joy of it. Be careful, it's not a false economy to upgrade the laptop rather than buy new or sell or trade in the old one. Laptop upgrades a lot more expensive than PCs. Aha, Stuart. Excellent advice, sir. I take that on board. Now, didn't lose you there. Surprising, brings back memories when we used to lose you when you shared on the phone. Ah, so you didn't lose me. Well, I'm going to share one more then, if I may, J-Dog. If you didn't share me, if you didn't lose me, that's fantastic. So there we are. We like this. Right, there we are. Wonderful. So I've just shared again. Did you lose me there, J-Dog? As there we go. I just did a quick share as well. I think that's fantastic stuff. So I hope you didn't lose me. That would be tragic. We don't want that. There we go. Wonderful stuff. Excellent. Now, no, I like that. We're learning all the time, J-Dog. I mean, you have been, as I say, a tower of strength, and it's very much appreciated. And we've got lots happening there. This is apparently going to take 20 hours to process. For the lost you there, must have been luck the first time. Buffering now, says Betty. Is there less buffering now, Betty? Has it settled down? Buffering. What film? We still haven't had it. Who knows? Who can remember in what movie was buffeting? Right, so there you go. I'll give you a clue. It was said by a pilot. That's your clue. Right? Can I have more likes, please, guys? And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I know virtually most of you have. Fantastic subscribing. But, always subscribe. We can never have too many subscribers, I say. And we're heading towards the big one, that you can never have too many subscribers. So there we are. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. That would be appreciated. Yes, Stuart, I take on board what you're saying, but what we're doing, rather than spending, maybe 300 quid, maybe even more, which I don't have, what I thought I'd rather do is see if we can put a bit more RAM into the machine for maybe, 20 quid or something like that, which is a little bit more viable. There we are. £4 or £5, pay it off over 4 months, £5 a month. Wonderful stuff. Buffering now, although the way I was brought up, you if you couldn't afford something, you just didn't buy it. That was the rule, And then, as we know, I bumped into a difficult person in life, and that gave everyone a wee problem. So there we are. The difficult person had a big problem and shared it on to everyone else. Buffering now. Is it buffering? Is anybody else getting buffering, or is it settling down? Or is it maybe just Betty's connection because she's down in Lincoln? Wonderful. Do say. Any more likes going, guys? We can always cope with a wee like. If you've got one going, that would be appreciated. Fantastic. What I realized is that you can pick up a lot of people around this time on YouTube simply because folk have given up on television and radio. They say, no, I don't watch it. Get the news off my phone, quick look to see what's what. J-Dog says, I've got my October holiday now, not a holiday anymore. Got a lot of school work to do. You will do, J-Dog. How are you feeling? Are you better? Not buffering anymore, says J-Dog. It's fine now, says Betty. So it's settled down. See, this is what we were getting, Betty, when we tried to multi-stream. We're trying to multi-stream, and this is what actually happened. We got a wee bit of the buffering. It's lovely. I've just shared there, and people are coming and joining us now. Pardon me, I think I might just share once more and hope that we don't lose you. There we are. I'll just pop a wee tweet out. There we are. I didn't have time to type. I'm not sure I like the idea of losing you. You know, that's not so good. Well, the song says, I like the Bible stories. I didn't get any of the fun choir songs in primary school. Now, when you say in primary school, you say I didn't get them. Do you mean you weren't offered them? Or when you were singing the songs, you thought, I don't get this. I don't know what this means. Is that's what you were saying, Welly Song? So to get something now has different meanings. A lot better now. My hard exams are happening this year. As of now, a big year this year. J-Dog, you will do very well, as I've said to you before, because your attitude is spot on. You know, so, you know, you carry on with that attitude, you will win. We didn't sing them, says Welly Song. You see, I think, Welly Song, if you've got songs to sing, and it doesn't matter what anybody's creed or religion or background, if you've got songs to sing, I think they need to be sung. And of course, during COVID, we can't do that. You know, apparently it's very, very difficult for those studying music because they can't sing at the moment in any enclosed space. You can't play wind instruments and things like that, which is quite tragic. Because you think about it, music's such a very social thing. I mean, look at last night of the proms. We had to do our social distancing. The audience weren't there. The promenaders couldn't get there, you know. But it was still quite a nice watch. I quite liked the way it was done from that point of view. But I mean, that's, you know, that's a back in the day thing. Last night, the proms have been going on for years and years and years. Old Sir Henry Wood, I had an old friend that used to go to last night of the proms, and he remembered Sir Henry Wood, the man that started the Promenade concerts. And of course, the wonderful Malcolm Sargent took over. Flash Harry. They loved him. Flash, he was known as. And I'm not sure it was called Flash because of the beautiful suits he wore, and he always had a carnation, lovely silk ties, and he was very dapper and immaculate, Malcolm Sargent, Sir Malcolm Sargent. Before that, he was Dr. Sargent. And I can listen to a recording and know that Malcolm Sargent is conducting it. And a great contemporary of his was Tom Armstrong, who became Sir Thomas Armstrong, who was the principal of, I think it was the Royal College of Music. Was it the Royal Academy of Music? Royal College of Music, Tom Armstrong. And I think you need to get to sing them. You know, little songs like Looking Upward Every Day, Sunshine on Our Faces, that sort of idea. You know, that sort of thing, you know, Joy to the World. Joy to the World is an interesting one because if you're coming down a scale, D, 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 8 notes, D, 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 Joy to the World, D, 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 D. So it's just changing the timing for coming down the scale. Quite interesting that. There we are. Now then, hey, Scottie Dinky-Doo, says Davek. Davek Dinky-Doo, lovely to have you with us. And a very, very warm welcome. Tremendous stuff. You're watching Scottie McCLUE, Dinky-Doo, to you and everyone else. There we go. I'm going to save a couple of highlights for you so you don't have to go through the whole thing. Tremendous stuff. You don't have to go through the whole thing. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But no Welly Song, I think, yes, getting to sing them and singing them together, because a lot of these songs, like old Scottish songs, Loch Lomond, you know, you take the high road and I'll take the low road. And the place to get to sing those was in school. Wonderful. Riding down from Bangor on an Eastern train. You know, songs from the Student Prince, Drink, Drink, Drink to Me Only. No, not Drink to Me Only, that's another, Drink to Me Only with Thine Eyes. There's another one, you see, I Dream of Jeannie with the light brown hair. All that sort of idea. And school was a wonderful place for young people to learn these songs. And then you've got them there. Going to pop off. Have fun looking for the laptop parts. Dinky-Doo, J-Dog, I thank you. Dinky-Doo to you. Have a lovely evening. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening and for watching and for your input. So Dinky-Doo, I suppose it's time I was away, actually. We'll give it another few minutes, won't we? That's what we like doing. Give it another few minutes, and then everybody will be pushing off for their tea. Tremendous. But thank you again for your company tonight. Thank you for joining us on our random pop-up on a Friday night. And Betty says, I remember Max Jaffa playing at the Spa in Scarborough. Do you remember Max Jaffa? Yes, I knew people that worked with Max. So there we go. Wonderful. The Palm Court Orchestras. Am I correct? Did you write the goodbye song yourself? No, Welly song. It's just a wee put together that I picked up, a wee ditty. So there we are. But we love it. And I heard it once and I thought, I rather like that. It's nice and simple. So there we go. And a nice little bit of fun. So we'll sing it now, shall we? Goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, and a cheerio. Lovely being with you, my darlings. And same, I love that. It's a nice little number, isn't it? A nice little song. What I was going to say to you is I sang you a song last night on TikTok. So get on to TikTok at Scottie McClue. If you're a TikToker, at Scottie McClue. Follow me on TikTok. If we get another couple of hundred, I think we can live stream. Bye. Thank you again, Willie Song. Check it out now. Check it out. Definitely my TikTok at Scottie McClue. See if you like that one. Magnus, bye. Lovely being with you all. Willie Song, bye. Thanks very much. And we'll all catch up at some point soon. I'll keep you up to date with the progress, keep you up to date with the technical side, what's happening, and we'll see when we get together and get a phone in and get it out there for the people to chit-chat. With a CH. This is Scottie McClue saying to every single one of you, thanks again for watching, and Dinky-Doo.